Can I ask how your hands got back so good? I mean, you didn't drop any passes last year, and then you had that one on the sideline today that Savage was raking at your hands, and I don't know, it's like you got glue on those things.
Yeah, just reps, and having a pretty good quarterback isn't all that bad either. Puts it right there, and that's my job, is to catch it and just visualizing and just keep getting reps mentally and physically, and just keep doing my job.
Robert, can you compare and contrast where you are with your confidence and at ease in this offense and knowing your place in this building and this locker room on the field compared to last year when there was so much competition at tight end and you were an unknown commodity?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually just talking about that with J.O. and Mercedes, is just, you just get to wake up and kind of just be grateful instead of just kind of waking up and like worrying about, the moves or how things are going to happen, like where you're at. I can just wake up and be grateful of where I'm at and just keep working on getting better and just keep on pushing and just trying to, expand my role as much as I can and control what I can control and just keep on working.
Robert, what's it been like after maybe an awkward kind of off-season to have that pretty good quarterback back here and just the whole past few days? What's that been like?
It's been good. It feels good to have, the boys back together, and I just don't think we skipped a beat, really. I mean, even just like chilling in the locker room or in the cafeteria, just think everyone's just glad to kind of just be back to normal and have football again. I just think that's what we missed most, is just kind of being on the field together and being in the locker room together and just kind of being around each other.
Robert, was there any time last year where you thought you might have caught defenses by surprise, and is that a thing of the past now with the production you have?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not, but I'm just going to prepare like I'm the guy, and they're not gonna be surprised by me. They know who I am and what I bring to the table, and I want that pressure. I thrive in pressure, and I just want to just keep getting better with that and just keep on getting better. Yeah.
Are you a chip on the shoulder guy? I know guys like Za'Darius, every time someone comes out with a pass rusher list and he's not near the top, he takes offense and he gets inspired by it. The Madden ratings are out. You're not top 10 in tight ends. Does that mean anything to you?
No. I mean, I'm a discipline over a motivation guy. I mean, I don't really deal with outside motivation. I'm true to myself. I battle internally and just try to prove myself right internally and not worry about the external noise. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a video game, so not truly worried about it.
Robert, I was watching tape from last year, and the thought came to me, some of these are great plays that are lined up, and maybe a check from Rodgers, but is there a play or two last year where you went to that next step, where maybe you recognized something pre-snap, and you were, J.O. gave you a pat on the back for how you made that read to make a play successful?
A little bit. I think it's just more so just that building that connection with Aaron, just knowing when we go to the line what he's looking for in certain situations and certain looks and things that we go over in practice. Nothing really just out of the ordinary. I mean, everything that we see in practice happens in a game. I think that's a credit to the coaches putting us in a position to not get surprised when we get into that situation. But, yeah, I mean, there are some good plays that we made at the line, and, of course, they worked out. But I think just building that connection with 12 and even another year in the system, just being, confident and comfortable with this offense.
So you guys rotating to some different positions today. While Josiah comes back from his injury and while he gets kind of rolling in training camp, is there going to be sort of a rotation at H-back going through? Are you going to do some different things, or is it primarily tight end for you guys?
I mean, the tight end room is anywhere from a fullback to a move guy to a Y. Like Mercedes is, there's a bunch of different positions, and without Josiah, there is a lack of different because of the, what he brings to the table. He's super, he can do everything. He can run routes. He can put his face on people. And I think we're just going to be happy to have him back when he gets in there, because it just brings a whole dynamic, into the tight end room, just more, fast.
Bobby, Rodgers referenced your contract yesterday in terms of outgoing players and impact players. What does that kind of endorsement mean to you?
As in,
Rodgers saying that you're a guy that he knows you're up soon.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even thought about that either. I mean, living in the now, as Giannis said, just putting your pride and ego aside and just working on the now, and it worked out for the Bucs, so let's get it cracking for the Green Bay Packers.
Do you feel any pressure to match or exceed what you did statistically last year? Do you try not to think about it in terms of the numbers?
I mean, I'm just going to go out there and play within the scheme, not go out of who I am or what they asked me to do. I feel like I got better this offseason, physically, mentally. So whatever that, goes onto the field is what's going to happen. 11, 12 touchdowns is, a high bar to set every year, especially for a tight end. But just with our offense and how many, players we have, setting a statistic goal is kind of just like out of, my, reach. So I'm just going to go out there and just be me and try to win a Super Bowl.
With that said, you had a big year last year. Probably could have made the Pro Bowl. Didn't make the Pro Bowl. I know it's just a video game, but the ratings are what they are. Is it important to you to have more awareness throughout the league that you are a top tight end, especially when you put on the film with what you do?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the teams around the league and the players that we go against and the coaches that we go against have to turn on the film and see, what our tight end room brings to the field. So again, I'm not worried about fans or, video game ratings at this point. At this point in my career, I'm just trying to, make a name for myself within this building and just keep on trucking.
Bobby, the offseason work, your coach last year credited that with what you did, with the season you had. When you look at the gap between OTAs and minicamp, and now you had that tight end university. I know a few years ago, like Von Miller had a pass rusher summit, but tight end use appears to become something totally different. How valuable do you think that is to you and other tight ends around the league as sort of a positional training camp before the team training?
Yeah, it was just very beneficial to get around guys like their mental and just see them in the classroom and their mentality in certain things and how they view, defenses or view themselves. And it's just good to get around guys that have been doing it for a while. Like I haven't been able to be doing tight end for a while, so it's good to get around those guys. And obviously I've been around George for the past handful of years, so it was good to get around like guys like Travis Kelce and Greg Olson and Darren Waller and just see their work and what they put in and just try to take as much from them as possible and just kind of be a sponge, like I always say, just kind of be a sponge and learn.
As a follow-up, what's it like to have trade secrets that set you apart at the position and want to hold some back, you want to learn from other guys and give and take?
Yeah, I just, like they all have been saying, just kind of building up the tight end position is the main thing for all of us. I don't think it was kind of holding things like from people. It was just more so giving out so much information and so much confidence to each other so that the tight end, role in the NFL can expand and just kind of be respected more so like than it is.
Going back to that savage play, can you make your hands stronger?
Oh yeah.
How do you do that? What do you do?
Band work, just like I have little finger bands. So when I'm just sitting in meetings, I have like little finger bands or just little squeezers.
Okay, so is that,
Oh, yeah.
is that something that you really have
Yeah,
I
just
think about that play. I'm thinking that was a hell of a play today.
I played receiver, so I had soft hands, and now I got to block people like, RG, Z, and P, and that's not easy to do. So now my hands are, aching and stuff like that, so I just got to, keep them strong, keep them moving, keep them flexible, and keep making plays.
Is there anything Mercedes does that surprises you that he's damn near 40, or are you just kind of used to it by now?
Just how he moves and how he bends and how strong he is and how in shape he is. I mean, you don't see even when 37-year-olds are in the league, they lose a step. And you guys can, say or view however you want. Like, obviously with time, he's 37 years old. He came in the league at 21. Obviously there's going to be some drop-off, but I don't think there's been a real drop-off since I've been here around him in the last couple of years. I think he's gotten better physically and mentally. He just keeps getting better every year, and that allows me to pick his mind, and I get better mentally. And, my confidence keeps rising because I'm around guys like that who also build me up.
Hey, Bobby, you mentioned being in the locker room and being in the cafeteria with Rodgers and the rest of your guys. How different is this right now? I know not everyone's vaccinated, but how different is it to be at work and the way things are playing out now versus what you guys dealt with last year?
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of hinting at before is just kind of normality, seeing people's smiles again. Like, that's big time. Like, you guys probably see I'm a big guy who runs off of, like, emotions and, like, vibes. And just to see people smiling again just makes me happy. Like, I go into the training room, I can see all the trainers, like, happy and smiling. They're not hiding behind a mask. And, you get to just finally see people's, like, emotions. And, a smile goes a long way.
I'm sure you wish you could see our smiling faces.
Facts.
Good luck.
Yeah. All good.
Do we have anything else?
Your grew his hair out. Is he trying to stay young and emulate you?
I hope he's trying to stay young, and he's doing a good job of doing that because he's ripping it still. So we thought he took an off-season off, but obviously not because he's still ripping it.
Bobby, you did have a little bit of overlap with Randall when he was
Mhm.
here, right? He came in
Yeah.
at 17, late 17.
Yep.
I think. So just in your opinion, having seen him in the locker room, having been a young guy around
Yeah.
him, what does his return do?
That is, like, honestly, I'm so happy because for Aaron, he gets one of, his best friends back, and it's just like a morale booster for him, just of obviously what's going on. And I think Randall just is a key piece. He's a great leader. He's a veteran. Everyone in the Packers organization knows who he is, and everyone coming in, even if they're young, they know who Randall Cobb is. So that's the big thing is, he has a lot of weight to his name. He's a good dude, great, man off the field. So I think it's just huge to have someone like that, of that caliber in this locker room and being a leader and him being back home where he belongs.